What's up, y'all? This is Ty. I am here to review season 2, episode 6 of Tyler Perry's comedy drama soap opera, The Oval. And tonight's episode is titled Malicious Intent. Now, before we get into that, I got to give a shout out to my people holding me down. We got a new subscriber. Welcome. Let's welcome Aja Q Anderson. I hope I'm saying your name correctly. If I'm not, please forgive me. But thank you. Thank you for subscribing. And shout outs to all my people. Y'all know this is the portion where I beg for subscribers. This is like my building fund telethon type thing, with just a push of a button, huh? Just push the button, push the button. That button's right there, I think. Just push that button, or over there it says subscribe. Just push it. See how easy that was? Just push it and subscribe. Subscribe. Let's grow the channel. I think we're at, last time I checked, it was at 520 something. Let's keep it moving. I'm grateful. Y'all making this little channel grow, and I'm appreciating that. And I appreciate all you down in the comment section, like Fly Chick 86, Raindrop Fisher, Angelica the Brat, Tia Divine, Priscilla Jones, A. Henderson, Quiet Guy, Bobby Ray, Jennifer Calhoun, Sharika Johnson, R.C. Kroger, Ramona Heath, Randall Brown, and DB. Oh, and of course, Simply Be Yourself 100. Thank you all for your comments. Keep them coming, and thank you all for subscribing. Like I said, with just a push of a button. With just a push of a button, you can subscribe. Just like that. Just like that. Bam! Just like that. All right, enough goofing off. Let's get down to this episode. We're going to start off with Crazy Jason and Priscilla. Priscilla is really annoying me. Now, listen, I understand she's upset because her man got his stuff slobbered on by the first lady, and she's a little upset about that. She's still want to, but she's doing too much. Priscilla, you are not Columbo. You're not a detective. You are the cook. You have no business. She's the cook. You have no business asking Jason all these questions. You're not a detective, and he's crazy. So she's in there real forceful with him. Have you seen Gene and this, that, and the third? And what's that smell in here? Listen, you gonna clean the room? You here to clean the room or what? Don't be asking me all these questions. Jason is nuts, and I really thought, okay, she about to get killed because this dude got three bodies under his belt. Don't get killed. Don't get killed, Priscilla. Calm it down. I understand your concerns, but calm it down. You're doing just a little too much for me. Y'all agree with me or not? I think she was doing too much. Then he asked her to leave, and she goes into the bathroom. He said, please leave. She goes into the bathroom. I thought he was going to bust her upside the head and stuff her in the tub, stuff her in one of the drawers or something. Like, what is wrong with you? So then he said, I told you to leave or whatever. Then he mentions to her how he tried to throw her off, though. See, crazy, but he a little smart, too. He tried to throw her off. He said, oh, yes, Jean, tell her, I heard her and her boyfriend that time. She said, what do you mean? Well, when my sister snuck out and was in Jean's car, we overheard Jean and her boyfriend, and he was very violent with her. So he's trying to throw it off, trying to make like Jean is missing because her boyfriend did something to her. Nah. That was your crazy self, Jason. And then he's got his hands on her like that. He had a good grip on her. And she's like, well, can you get your hands off me? But Priscilla, I thought you was doing too much. You were doing too much, and you don't know what you're dealing with because that boy will hurt you. He will definitely hurt you. Now, let's move. Oh, he even told her, you asking too many questions. You're doing too much. Don't you do that. Get out of my room. He told her that. Now you on his list, Priscilla. He going to tighten you up. You better stop. Now let's move on to Priscilla's husband, Sam, and the first lady. So Priscilla, husband Sam, the first lady calls him over. First lady was playing herself too. Sam, sit down. Asking him all these questions. Sam is all nervous. Ma'am, no, ma'am, yes, ma'am. Sam, I want you to be my new number one. She wants him, she brings up that whole thing with Uma and do you believe that and this, that, and the third. Then she tells him, sit right here, right next to me. Let's discuss the terms. And he's like, listen, I don't think I could do this because Ma'am, I run a team already. I'm in head of security. I run a team of 17, blah, blah, blah. Plus, I need clearance. She's like, what clearance do you need? I'm the first lady. It don't get no, it's either me and the president. And I want you to be my number one. And he should have just manned up and be like, listen, my wife ain't feeling this. You know, when you did the little, whoop, you went down there and did what you did and had me a little excited. It's not, it just makes me uncomfortable. Just be honest. But he's all, ma'am, well, I don't know, ma'am. Well, I really don't know, ma'am. Just tell her, damn, just tell her. So as that's going on, who walks out of Jason's room is Priscilla, Sam's wife. And the first lady's throwing major shade at her. She's like, oh, are you coming out of my son's room? Is he in there? She's questioning her about that. And she's like, what were you doing in there? She said, well, we're short-staffed. Priscilla says, we're short-staffed. And then she goes, because, Jean, our housekeeper, one of the housekeepers, Jean, is missing. You know her? And she goes, oh, yes. The first lady goes, oh, yes, the maid. And so Priscilla says, housekeeper. Now, this was hilarious to me because now what's name is just throwing daggers. She goes, the first lady goes, oh, do you know that? Oh, touchy, touchy. See, one thing you don't do is let people know you got under their skin. And the first lady knows she's getting under Priscilla's skin. So she's like, oh, touchy, touchy. You do know that a maid and a housekeeper are the same thing, right? In fact, aren't you a housekeeper or what do you do, cook? What do you call yourself? Like just throwing so many daggers at it. She said, you know what? In fact, why don't you go get me some tea? Make me some tea. I would like some tea. And then here comes Priscilla. Well, Sam, would you like something? Because you seem to be, sitting down on the job. And this is the thing I didn't like that the first lady was doing. That the first lady was doing that was very disrespectful. Touching him on the thigh. Just flirting, doing it right in front of his wife. Now, we know if they was out at a cookout and this wasn't the first lady, Priscilla would have jumped on her and tore her up. But, she got to stay restrained because this is the first lady. She can't attack the first lady, but you could tell she wanted to. And so he's like, oh, no, I'm on duty, whatever. And the first lady's still with the jokes. Oh, get him a beer. Get him a tequila or something. Get him something. And she's like, oh, I'm just playing. Then when Priscilla leaves, she's like, dag, is she always this jealous? Like, ridiculous. Like, I really want you to think about this position and all this other stuff. And I'm like, Okay, so now let's move on to Barry and his mama. She just irritates me. But Barry was irritating me last season. Now his mother's irritating. Oh, gosh. So there's the pregnancy test. Apparently Sharon is pregnant. So him and Barry and his mother have this exchange. And she's telling him, don't trip out. And I need you to go down with me to the place to pay for Picky's funeral. You gonna come with me? He's like, no. I gotta go talk to Sharon. I gotta handle this. And she's like, oh, don't worry about it. He's like, why? Well, you telling me don't worry about it. He's like, isn't that the issue with you and Dad right now? Because you didn't clear this up? Because he wants to go down there and talk to Sharon to see who's the daddy and who you pregnant by, me or the pharmacist. Basically, that's what I think he wants to say to her. But his mother's like, no, Nancy, that's her name. Oh, no, don't do that. Listen to me, boy. And he said something to her. He said, do you? And she said, I need you to come with me for your cousin. See, Nancy, you pissing me off with that. We got to go down to this funeral home, whatever, to pay for your cousin. He said, you mean my brother? You still with this cousin thing? Nancy, give it up. And he tells her, why don't you just tell Dad? I can't. Why? And he did get a little out of line with her. Like, do you even know who the father is? She said, boy, don't make me slap you. Because that's still his mother. So that was a little rude. But Nancy, just let us know who the father is. Damn. And when y'all go, and if y'all, can we please get a funeral for Picky? I would like to see Picky's funeral. Because, let's have some Tamala man or somebody guest star and sing at the funeral. Let's act the fool. I want a good old funeral. And they giving Grandma a funeral? We need a funeral for her, too. Just so we can have some special guest gospel singers come into the episode on a very special, the funeral episode. That's what I want to see. Some gospel singers singing something. Take me to the king. Something. That's what I'm looking for. All right, what else happened in this episode? Nancy's husband, Richard, up there flirting with Frida. They get doing all the giggling. Richard's like, I'm gonna get me some. He gonna get Frida. Here's Priscilla minding people's business again. Richard, what are you doing? And what would your wife say about this and this? Basically, Richard was like, look, mind your business. My wife ain't got in no position right now to say nothing. And do you know what she did? And she's like, yes, I do. But I know it was a mistake. Priscilla, mind your business. Let Nancy and Richard handle that. Mind your business with that situation. You know, that has nothing to do with you. I think you should mind your business. I think you should stay out of that completely. That's what I think about that. Mind your business on that. Because I think Richard gonna get his groove on with Frida because Nancy is messing around. She won't tell him who the baby daddy is. So that's what he's upset about. And another funny thing that happened in that episode was, what was it that was funny? Oh, this was funny to me. Kyle and Donald are on the phone. And Kyle is like, oh, I'm coming home. I'm at the house. And baby, she's not coming back. Lovey-dovey, gooey, ooh. He's doing all this stuff with Donald. As he's saying all of this and he comes in the house, who's in the house but Lily? Lily done came back. And I thought this was a bad move for her. She's there. And I'm saying to myself, you know, Kyle can kill you, right? And she's in there and she's like, oh, was that my husband you're talking to? And they have this exchange. And she's like, oh, I see you brought another bag over here. You can put it with this bag and the rest of your stuff. This is where your stuff go, in the trash. So she was talking tough. And I'm like, afraid for her because I'm like, this dude could kill you because, you know, he's nuts too and he's ruthless too. But he didn't kill her. He did not kill her. He did not kill her. And I thought he was going to. And I'm like, he could easily kill her because Donald didn't know that she was back. But I believe he called Donald and told Donald that she was back. And he is pissed. He's pissed. He's like, this is ridiculous. Why is she back? I know she's up to something. I can't put my finger on it, but I know that she's up to something. This, that, and the third. Now, as he's saying that, we see another scene with the president talking to Donald. And he's like, he says he misses Denise's pieces. Because, you know, when he made love to Denise's pieces, he felt powerful. And now he feels like less than a man. Yada, yada, yada. He's just crying because he needs Denise back. Denise ain't coming back. She's dead. Your son killed her, remember? So he's like, he needs Denise back. And he's just so hurt, blah, blah, blah. And then he picks up the phone and he calls Ellie to come in. And then Ellie comes in and he sits back. He tells Donald to leave. He sits back, unzips his zipper. Give me some, basically. But see, Ellie done had that argument with her boyfriend, Alan. So now she's like, oh, you just think I'm some whore? I told you this is on my terms. She doesn't do anything with him. And Donald bursts back in, and Donald's put his foot down. He's like, you, out. You got your panties. You got everything. You ain't do nothing. Get out. He told the president, he's like, listen, get up. You're going to this meeting. That's what you're going to this cabinet meeting, and that's that. Like, he put his foot down with the president. Like, no. I said get up and let's go. That little girl could destroy you. What's wrong with you? So he put his foot down on him. I was like, oh, okay, all right. Let's move on to Muscle Man and Max. They still at the Crystal Lake cabin talking about the situation with Kyle and what happened. Yes, Kyle shot me. Oh, he shot me too. And Kyle did this and Kyle did that. Then they draw guns on each other like the Wild Wild West. And Max is like, tell me what you know, what you really know about Kyle. And he tells me, so listen, Kyle, basically we were in the military together. He said, no, I need more. Tell me more. He said, I know him, but you know, I let him go down on me one time or whatever. And then Kyle asked him, do you love him? He's like, I don't want him. No. He's like, because you know, now he's over there with Donald, loving on Donald. Are you jealous? He said, no, I got his wife. He said, not anymore because his wife is back over there. So that was their whole thing. And they, you know, then Bobby was like, listen, if you don't trust me, I'll put my gun down, do what you got to do. So now they're talking, they're going to work this out, and they're still like, we got to take him down. We're going to take him down. That was that with their foolishness. Back to, I did discuss this. Back to the president with his whole thing with, after Donald got the president, I'm all rambling. I'm sorry, y'all. All right, so let's move on to Ellie and Alan. So I'm skipping something. Let me go back a little bit. I'm sorry, y'all. So when Ellie was in the office with the president and he was trying to get some head, when he was in there, he noticed the bruise, and she said, oh, no, I just walked into a door, or some foolishness she told him. And when she left the room, she storms out and she runs into her boyfriend, Alan. And Alan is like, see what I told you? Look at that look on your face. I told you he didn't really like you. I told you that he don't see nothing about you. You're just a whore to them. So they had their little argument, and he storms off. Then we're back to Kyle and Donald. And then Donald's talking to Kyle, and they're talking about this whole thing with Lily. And he's like, and then Lily calls and like, honey, I'm back, and we're gonna make this work, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. And as they're saying that, she's like, but I need you to keep Kyle away from me as far as possible. And Donald's speaking to Kyle, and Kyle says to Donald, look, I don't trust her. She's up to something. I know she's up to something. And Donald's like, no, maybe she just wants to come back. And you know what? I can find out if she does want something. But listen, he played game on him. He said, listen here, Kyle, nobody's going to love me like you do. And then they start kissing. And as they're kissing, Alan walks in on them. I said, wow, look at that foolishness night right there. So that was pretty much that. And another thing I got to go back, what I thought was funny was when Sam, I'm going back now, I know I'm all over the place. When Sam went back to the kitchen to see what was taking Priscilla so long with the tea, he sees Richard there. And Richard's like, oh, yeah, your wife made the tea. He said, oh, she did? He pours the tea out because he's like, I don't know. I'm afraid she might be trying to poison the first lady. He doesn't say that, but we know that's what he's thinking. He poured it out. He said, listen, make some new tea, and I got to get back upstairs. And am I the only one thinking, is Sam starting to fall for the first lady? Is Sam ready to go back up there? Like, we're going to make this tea. I'm going to get on up here and get it on with the first lady. I don't know. I think Sam is going to end up getting it on with the first lady. I really do. I really think that he is. But that was it for tonight's episode. So we got Barry trying to find out who Sharon is pregnant by, what's going on with that, why she didn't tell him. We got Richard about to get his groove on, going on this date. I want to see this date with him and Frida. We have Priscilla playing detective, messing with crazy Jason. It's just sick. We have Alan walking in on Donald and Kyle. That was interesting. We'll see what's going to happen with that. And, of course, Lily back home, what's going to happen with all that. So I thought it was a decent episode. Tell me your thoughts. What do y'all think is going to happen next? Good episode. I'm still waiting for it to get crazy. Because, I like it when it gets outrageous and ridiculous. So I can laugh some more. But that's all I have for now. That's all. Those are my thoughts. I'll see y'all next week when we see what happens in this crazy show next week. So that's all I have for now. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you all in the next video.